I am 90 years old. I spent my entire life believing that the American dream was real, and that if I worked hard enough, I'd be set. But it turns out, that was a lie. Growing up in a small town in Indiana, my parents always told me that if I went to college, I'd have a good life. So, I saved up my money, took out a small loan, and enrolled in the University of Michigan in 1950. I studied business, determined to make a name for myself. But nobody told me how expensive it was going to be. I mean, nobody warned me about the crippling debt, the endless hours of studying, or the emotional toll it would take on me. By the time I graduated, I was deep in debt, and I had no idea what I was doing with my life. That's when I met my future wife, Barbara. We married young, and I started working to pay off my loans. We had 2 kids, and I thought I was living the dream. But they lied to us about the state of the economy, about the stability of jobs, and about the future. We thought we were secure, but we were just pretending. I worked for 30 years, but I was never happy. I was stuck in a job I hated for a company that didn't care about its employees. I was wrong to think that if I just worked hard enough, everything would be okay. But it wasn't. I was stuck, and I felt like I was drowning. In 1985, my wife left me, taking our kids with her. I was devastated. I thought I had failed as a husband and a father. But I didn't give up. I kept working, kept striving, but I was wrong to think that I was doing it for the right reasons. I was just trying to fill the void inside me. Nobody told me about the emptiness that comes with success. The loneliness, the regret, the feeling of being unfulfilled. I had it all, or so I thought, but I was hollow inside. I felt like I was just going through the motions, like I was sleepwalking through life. It took me 20 years to realize that my entire life had been a facade. I was chasing the wrong things, trying to fit into the wrong mold. I was so caught up in the idea of being successful that I forgot to live. I forgot to love, to laugh, and to enjoy the simple things in life. One day, I was diagnosed with cancer. I was 70 years old, and I was told I had only a few months to live. But something unexpected happened. I realized that I had been living someone else's dream, not my own. I started to let go of all the regrets, all the what-ifs, and all the maybes. I started to live in the present, to enjoy the things that truly mattered. I started traveling, exploring new places, meeting new people. I started painting, something I had always wanted to do but was too afraid to try. I started to reconnect with my family, to love them unconditionally. And I started to love myself, to forgive myself for all the mistakes I made. If I was 20 years old again, I'd tell myself to wake up, to take a long, hard look at the world around me. I'd tell myself to be honest, to be true to who I am. I'd tell myself to take risks, to follow my heart, and to never settle for anything less than what I truly want. I'd tell myself to stop chasing the American dream, to stop believing in the lies that society tells us. I'd tell myself to find my own path, to create my own definition of success. And I'd tell myself to love myself, to forgive myself, and to enjoy the ride. Now, at 90 years old, I see the world in a different light. I see the beauty in the imperfections, the love in the imperfections, and the hope in the unknown. I see that life is a journey, not a destination. And I see that the only way to truly live is to let go of all the what-ifs and maybes. If this reached you, please subscribe. I still have things to say.